So I'm just going to warn you right here, if you're very self-righteous and a very strong religious Christian, please do not watch this video. But then if you have an open mind and you're adventurous just like I am, then you should go ahead and watch this video about my trip and visit to Ouidah. So my friend Anissa took me on this really interesting trip from Cotonou to Ouidah. There were lots of people selling pottery, artworks and crafts, fruits, and even roasted corn by the roadside, which I found very interesting. Seems like this is something West Africans have in common. Now we have just arrived at the city gate. Keep in mind that we spent 35 minutes from Kokotomé to Ouidah. It took us about 15 minutes to get to the Temple de Piton. The entrance fee into this place was 2,000 francs and it cost another 2,000 francs to take pictures. Why? Why do I have to pay to take pictures? I am literally advertising your place to the public.
In the past, it was a forest.
Okay.
A big forest around. Yes, this is a sacred tree. This is an Iroko. It has more than 400 years, 4 centuries.
Wow.
The white wrapper around symbolizes purity and spirituality and tradition. Okay. So each good days, I mean by good days, the day of market. Each 5 days we have a local market that we call Kpassé market. Each 3 days we have market of Batantokba at Cotonou. The priests come and we do ceremonies and we give offering to the spirit inside of the tree, like palm oil mixed with corn flour, okay, sweet drinks. In 1903, our ancestors gave the lands for the building of the church just in front. So inside we have many sacred trees and many sacred places.
Yeah, I can see that. So we've gotten to the really interesting part, the part you've been waiting for, where we talk about the pythons. There are 2 different types of pythons, Dangbetre, which means long python, and Dangbekbohun, which means short python. So Dangbedre is the female python and Dangbekbohun is the male python. How old is this place?
13th centuries.
13th century.
Yes, and it was the forest. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
The chief priest of this temple is called Therealveev. So what he does is that he purifies the temple with the goats or the sheep blood. This process basically involves putting the blood in that sacred calabash and then sprinkling it in the temple to drive away negative spirits.
You cannot go inside too because you are not pure in tradition.
Okay.
I think today you are blessed because it's not every day the door is open.
Every market day, sacrifices are made inside the temple by Therealveev. That is the chief priest, okay? And then no one is allowed to go inside, except those who are traditionally pure. It was very surprising how I was this close up to a python and I wasn't even scared. Let me tell you guys. It felt strange, carrying a snake at first, but then I just felt like, oh, this little creature. And this was the Dangbekbohun, which is the male python, right? It was not showing off any drama or anything excessive. But then I froze when the snake started moving. I did not move again. For some reason, I could not move my body. And it wasn't fear. I don't know what it was, but at some point, I just couldn't move anymore. On the other hand, my Beninois friend was super brave. I mean, he has done this so many times. He was even robbing the snake. The pythons can sense fear and they can sense calm and serenity and confidence. And once they sense that you're free with them, they just move easily around you without being a bit intimidated. So this is the living room for the pythons. This is their sacred home, right? You're not allowed to come in here with your shoes on. And this place was built for the pythons very, very many years ago. It's just been renovated continuously, and repainted. So here you can see that there are lots of pythons staying around. And then that water that you're seeing here is not normal water. There is a story behind this, which I'm probably going to share in the comments because it's a very long story. But then you should also know that there's a history as to how these pythons saved the Ouidah people from the colonial masters and kept them safe by warding away evil spirits and their enemies. And that is why today they still revere these pythons and it's a sacred form. And he also explained that the pythons do not die natural deaths, that they have never seen the dead body of a python. So basically, most of these pythons, when they leave their sitting room, the temple rather, and they become spirits. No one sees them again. And they reproduce once every year. Interesting, isn't it? They only reproduce once every year. That is not something that happens with regular pythons. Once every month, they go out to feed. So these pythons eat rats, mice, different things. And once they're done eating, they come back into the temple and they stay there. So they also defecate outside. They do not defecate within their living rooms or within the temple walls. I haven't seen this amount of snakes in my entire life. Yeah, I haven't. In Nigeria, we don't. Okay, so there's this place in the east where I'm from in Nigeria. It's called Oba. Yeah, so Oba, pythons are sacred as well. So it's basically, yes, just like here. You don't kill a python.
No,
and if you kill one, you have to bury it like you bury a human being.
The same thing.
Oh, really?
The same thing.
Oh, wow.
It's the same culture.
Wow.
That's what you want.
Oh, wow.
Okay, look at these mans there.
He further went on to explain that there's a purification process involved when you kill a python. You will have to be purified. You have to carry out a ceremony and bury the python like you would bury a human being. If you watch closely, you would see the snakes right under these paintings. This is a representation of what we call ikinga in my place. Please correct me if I am wrong. Every market day, palm oil and corn flour and different things will be sacrificed to this deity for protection. According to the tour guide, you're only allowed to make good wishes and prayers. If you make any bad wish towards anyone, it will backfire. I took a walk here to check out the different art pieces that they sold here. They had the hand fans, the slippers, different deity representations. They also had hand beads and different things made from Ankara. I don't know if this man actually thought that maybe I came with some Range Rover or some really expensive fast car. The way this guy was just calling money. This guy just wanted to rip me off with exorbitant amounts of things. Right behind me here is the Mami Water deity, which is the spirit of the water and serpents. So we spotted this large baobab tree. This tree is more than 400 years old. Keep in mind that this entire area used to be a complete thick forest. We also spotted other tourists who came to visit. And that's it, guys. We're done with the visit to the Temple de Piton. Now we're off to La Forêt Sacrée de Kpassé. This means the sacred forest of Kpassé. In Forêt, it is called Kpassé Zoom. Forêt is a native language spoken in Ouidah and in most parts of Benin Republic. This sacred forest houses the reincarnation form of the king of Ouidah, who was actually the founder of the Ouidah kingdom. His name was King Kpassé. It is believed that he mysteriously disappeared and then he reincarnated in the form of an Iroko tree. Now, this Iroko tree is in this particular forest. This forest also houses lots of deities and plants and trees. In this forest, you will see Mami Water, Gu, Ogun Zobla, Sapata, Hebiosu, Legba, hot for rituals, the follower of Sapata to Legba, fertility god, the soothsayer, the two-faced man, the former king, and the unending cycle of life. You will also find the Agbadigon, Rosary of the King of Kpassé, and there's also a display of artifacts and crafts that are less expensive compared to the Temple de Piton's arts and crafts shop. When visiting here, I will advise you to hold about 5,000 francs. You will need 1,000 francs as the entrance fee. You will need another 1,000 francs to pay for pictures and videos. that you will take with your phone, which makes absolutely no sense. You will also want to purchase some arts and crafts that they have here. I think the arts and crafts that are here are more interesting compared to what you have at the Temple de Piton. The old man there was very polite, and we also were able to bargain for things that we wanted to buy. I bought a very weird looking artifacts that I'm just going to show on the screen right here. So this is a mini artifact that represents fertility and progress. This is everything about La Forêt Sacrée de Kpassé. I will recommend that you visit this place and also Temple du Piton to discover more about the religion of the people of Ouidah. We are now on our way to have some lunch while we wait for the Zinsu Foundation to open. Keep in mind that we dedicated an entire day to explore Ouidah. Here we're having akassa, which is like swallow, and sauce de mouton. The mouton is served separately with some pepper and onions, and then you can combine it together with the soup. So this tastes a lot like masala soup. This is the end of today's episode. On the upcoming episode, we'll be visiting the Zinsu Foundation and the point of no return. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications to get alerts for these upcoming videos. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to share, like, and also comment on your most interesting part of this video. See you soon. Bye.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.